I had to make a video on this article from the Pluralist because this so just encapsulates leftism and cuckism in general. So, colleges create AI to identify hate speech. Turns out minorities are the worst offenders. No duh. But the little spin at the end of this article is the most infuriating thing. Researchers from the University of Cornell discovered that artificial intelligence systems designed to identify offensive hate speech flag comments reportedly made by minorities at substantially higher rates than remarks made by whites. Several universities maintain artificial intelligence systems designed to monitor social media websites and report users who post hate speech. First of all, the fact that colleges are even doing that to their students, find to be extremely freaking creepy. In a study published in May, researchers at Cornell discovered that systems flag tweets that likely come from black social media users more often, according to Campus Reform. The study's authors found that, according to the AI system's definition of abusive speech, tweets written in African American English are abusive at substantially higher rates. I don't know what African American English is. I guess that's when some black people say they was over there doing it like, I guess, Ebonics. I'm black. I don't speak, well, I speak Ebonics sometimes. And then it goes, the study also revealed that black aligned tweets are sexist at almost twice the rate of white aligned tweets. The research team averred that the unexpected findings could be explained by systematic racial bias displayed by the human beings assisted in spotting offensive content. The results show evidence of systematic racial bias in all datasets, as classifiers trained on them tend to predict that tweets written in African American English are abusive at substantially higher rates. Reads the study's abstract. If these abusive language detection systems are used in the field, they will therefore have a disproportionate negative impact on African American social media users. So this is what they're saying. It's racism that black people use more offensive speech. So they did some gold medal mental gymnastics to say that black people use more hateful, abusive speech, and it's still white people's fault. Like, so if I put up a thing, right, and I put up a study of, let's go with rape, and it turns out most rapists turn out to be black, these lefties will come back and say, well, you're being just racist. I mean, obviously they rape more. I mean, it's just your bias. Obviously rape is good done by some people. This goes back to the lefty logic of things aren't wrong, it just depends who does them. You know, on the left, racism isn't wrong. It's just who you're racist against. You can be racist against white people. Hell, they don't even think you can be racist against white people, stuff like that. And it goes into other things, like, if you treat women bad, you're wrong. Unless you're Muslim, then you're good. Then there's no problem. So, I don't know, man. This study, that thing at the end of, well, black people use more hateful speech, but that's white people's. It's basically just come out and say, we only care if white people say bad things. Like, just come out and say that. But let me know your thoughts in the comments on this. But, of course. Like, have you been hearing this thing lately? Like, the Young Turks did a video on it where Cenk Uygur, that disgusting liar, but he was like, you know, Jews are the number one targeted group in America for hate crimes, which is true. They never tell you who targets them the most. Are there that many Jews in Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee, Texas, Mississippi, Louisiana? No. The number one people who attack Jews are black people in New York. The most hate crimes committed in this country are done by black people, but it's not reported on by the news because it doesn't fit the narrative. Ben Shapiro talked about that on Dr. Phil. So, these studies, man, but let me know your thoughts in the comments.